Time itself is a silent song.
Can we play Banker next time?
Exactly, but none of them believed me.
If you lie on the grass, you can feel the heartbeat of the world.
Time itself is a silent song.
Exactly, but none of them believed me.
Can we play Banker next time?
Time itself is a silent song.
Should we really be off work this early? There is still a lot left to do.
Exactly, but none of them believed me.
Time itself is a silent song.
Hey, what's up, wrong person? Good to see you, man. How's it going? This is gonna be one of the shorter streams I've ever I say shorter, not short test though. I have work in, oh boy, an hour and a half from now, and I need to do weeklies on 3 accounts, and I need to do an event on one of them, and I need to cook rice by then. Hey, what's up, anime devil? How's it going, man? An hour to do weeklies on 3 accounts, and an event, and cook rice. Oh no. No. An hour to do all of that, and then half an hour to cook rice. There you go.
Solidify.
Quietly now.
Oh, I messed up.
Witness the power of Gova.
My ping is really high too.
Things are about to get dicey. Time to act. No, my sword.
I messed up. I forgot I had elegy on Yelan.
Stabilize.
Gotcha. Rain outlines your fate. Rain cutter. Here comes the test.
If only my ping would sometimes cooperate. What a wonderful world that would be.
Quietly now.
Very unusual. For some reason, he didn't go into his second phase. Hello, RJ. Hey, what's up, Babish? How's it going, man? Gotta do my weeklies real quick here. You didn't stream yesterday night? No, I did not, yeah. 75k is charged. May I look at the build? Sure. There's her HP, EM. I honestly wish I had more, but Elegy does help out with that. So here's the build. Built for consistency. Honestly, I wish I could take away like 20 crit damage and get 10% more crit rate. I think that would be just perfect, I think. Homa with C1 on for Witch. No, 5 Witch. But obviously that's not necessary. I just so happen to have decent well, they just so happen to be my better pieces. Yeah. Homa certainly helps out a lot. It certainly helps make it easier to build her. Man, if only my ping would ever cooperate. Speaking of ping cooperating, this morning or oh yeah. No. Apparently it was last night. Yeah. So last night I was. Oh no, it was this morning. Yeah. It was this morning. This morning I was just doing weekly requests on my Asia account, my very inactive Asia account, and I just sat there thinking, while every time I swap characters, I would think about, wow, wouldn't it be nice if I could swap all my accounts over to Asia? $100K. Well, that tends to happen. Oh, also, this is helping out a lot, right? Because this gives her attack and EM. So the EM I think is the biggest thing here, because like she already has 191, and 291 is pretty good. 100 more EM, and that would be just perfect.
Let me weave you a verse. Game's up.
If only I had as much EM as how high my ping is.
Lines your face.
Can I turn ping into EM? That would be awesome. Is there a... Can Hoyo make that happen? Can you guys make a weapon or like a character kit that turns ping into EM or crit rate or crit damage?
Gotcha. Here comes the cash.
In that case, I would play on mobile data all the time.
Time to act.
I would just play on mobile data, and then I would lock myself in a closet. Why jump cancel when you have C1? It's just out of habit. It's just out of habit. So if you spam dash cancel, so remember there's a cooldown on dash canceling, right? The cooldown is every time you do 2 in a row, it will cool down for a bit.
Things are about to get dicey.
And sometimes jump canceling is nice because you just stay in place, right? Like for example, if I dash cancel, I have to... Okay, hang on. Let's wait for the next skill. If I have to dash cancel, I have to... Like if I want to stay in place, I have to do this. Right? Like this. Dash cancel. See? Like, so I have to do this if I want to stay in place. If I just want to stay in place, let's see. Jump cancel. Just, you know, you don't have to move. And like I said, there's also a cooldown to how often you can dash. Let's try it again. So dash cancel, dash cancel, dash cancel. See, I couldn't dash there, the last one. So yeah, it's like so sometimes you will actually see people recommend like Hu Tao's attack pattern if you have C1, dash charge, jump charge. Sometimes, like not everybody talks about it. It's a very minor thing because it's if you're dash canceling really tightly, then you will have to jump and after the third charged attack. But if you're not dash canceling very tightly, then you can just kind of spam it. If they convert ping into EM, I'd be doing 100k on Hyperbloom. Playing on 999 ping. Playing on mobile data in your bedroom in the basement. Jeez. So N1 CD twice, then N1 CJ. Yeah, but then again, it depends. Like if you're because occasionally you won't you will be facing the type of combat situation where you're not gonna be able to dash cancel very tightly. So it's only if you're dash canceling super tightly.
Bow.
Of course, you can't do that perfectly all the time in every scenario. There will be scenarios where you'll have to reposition, and sometimes oh my god, this boss is so loud. Come on, Ping, help me out here.
Feeble human.
Madam Ping, can you lower my ping?
Let's light it up.
What? Still won't crit, huh? I think I have like 70-ish crit rate. 77 crit rate. And we got this. No, wait, is that right? Crit rate, yeah. So effectively 98% crit rate, and still won't crit, huh? This boss is so loud, proceeds to delete it.
All-knowing God.
Good to know why my dash drops after 2. Ah, yeah, okay, yeah, that's
to
actually...
oblivion.
I learned about the whole like cooldown thing a long time ago. That was way before even Hu Tao got released.
Kneel.
It was a random Xiox video. I don't remember what the video was. All I remember is that it was talking about like tips. I don't remember which video it was. Like it was ages ago, even before Hu Tao came out, like super early into the game. Tips and stuff, and one of them was you can, if you want to keep dashing, you can dash, swap, dash, swap, dash, swap, dash. But when you swap back to a character that is still on cooldown, like they're essentially their dash cooldowns. Oh my god, this is so loud. Their dash cooldowns don't they sort of pause if they're off field. So you'll only be able to spam dash a total of 8 times before you sort of have to wait for the cooldown.
Commit it to memory.
You are so loud. Didn't I tell you to be quiet when the neighbors are sleeping? Alright, here we are. Middle of the night. Kicking your butt so that you'd be quiet. Thank you. Is that C6 Ganyu? Yeah. C6 Ganyu and not using it. When I first got C6 Ganyu, I was really excited. I went into Abyss immediately. I googled, okay, Nahida Ganyu Burn Melt rotation. And then it was, man, that was crazy. What a crazy time that was. It was crazy too. Like I was still on Wander on Ganyu, and I can't believe it. Like, it's kind of stupid how strong it is. This, Ganyu is a very old character, right? And there has been at least some power creep introduced like since then. And like, okay, obviously it's a C6 character, but still, if that's her damage ceiling, the damage ceiling of this really old character is still relevant in 2023. Well, that was, oh yeah, that was 2023. Hey, what's up, Shuri? How's it going, man? Burn Melt? What's that? Before Dendro, the only way that you could run Melt Ganyu was with Shangling and Bennett. Of course, Bennett's really there just for the attack buff and to also attack buff Shangling's Pyronado. But essentially, you either needed Shangling and or Kazuha, and you had to make sure you infuse Kazuha's burst with Pyro, so that you have off-field AoE Pyro application. And when when Dendro got released, of course, now we had Burning. Essentially, just permanent Pyro as long as you keep applying Dendro occasionally. Especially when Nahida came out. Like, think about it. Right? Think about it. You need EM for Melt. I mean, like, technically you don't. You can Melt without EM, but EM increases its damage by a lot. And think about what Nahida does. Try and think about Nahida's kit. What does Nahida do? Where is Nahida? Like, my question first that needs to be answered. Where? I will ask what later. There you are. Thank you very much. Something. Okay, essentially, so is this skill, anything that you've marked, whenever you do any elemental reaction on them, will proc this thing, Tri-Karma Purification Damage, which also applies Dendro and does this amount of damage. So the most important part there is the Dendro application, because once you have Pyro on an enemy, obviously whether you have Dendro first or Pyro first, once you put the other element, of course you'll have Burning. And when you already have Burning, you only need to keep applying Dendro to it to keep the burning going. It's like if you have a fire. Yeah, if you have a fire, you keep throwing wood onto your firewood. Of course, your fire is gonna keep going, right? So because this lasts for 25 seconds, essentially every time you do, and it doesn't have to be a dendro related reaction. It just any reaction, any elemental reaction, crystallize, just anything, including melt. So every time you melt with Ganyu, you're proccing this. So you're applying dendro again. You're keeping the burning going essentially forever, at least until you have to reapply this. And not that. This, right? You're sharing EM with your on-field character, aka Ganyu, who is going to get a lot more damage with elemental mastery. Like, isn't that just perfect? It was just perfect. Yeah, burn melt essentially melt team where you're not relying on just straight up off-field pyro application, but you're relying on burning for your pyro application. Dendro. Ganyu E, Kazuha E, Nahida EQ, Bennett Q. Oh, the Ganyu burn melt with Nahida. Yeah. It's crazy too, because you're starting off with Ganyu E, it means you can eventually do 3 at the same time, 3 Ganyu charged attacks, and it's kind of stupid how it just deletes enemies. I'm not sure when I should queue with Nahida, to be honest. It's just a really long animation. I find it uncomfortable to use. Yeah, I hardly ever use it. I actually hardly ever use it. The animation is so long. The only times I ever use it is if I need the iframes. If I feel like I've dashed twice already in a row and I won't be able to dash to iframe, or if I'm feeling like not very confident about whether I can time the iframe right on specific enemy attacks. So number one is when I need the iframes, and if I'm fighting an enemy, usually a boss, that has a phase where I can't do anything, like I can't do harm to it. Like for example, Magu Kenki, when it becomes invulnerable for a moment, right? Or the Wee Nut when it's underground, or the Ruin Serpent when it's sort of in that phase where it's like invulnerable. No, it's not invulnerable. Where it just essentially just takes very little damage. Wisely applies cryo too vigorously, I think. For melt. I don't know. Like I hear people talk about melt Wisely quite often. So I don't know. I think it is melt, right? It's not forward melt, it's reverse melt. So I imagine it's melt Wisely is more, more likely. At least more likely than what people think of it. Okay. Well, I didn't hold.
Witness the power of Fuhua. Here comes the test.
Oops. And I didn't do it with Wisely, but burn Nahida, better be enough for him. Just So with Risley, because Risley he's a normal attacker, right? Plus the fact that he's like essentially all his damage is just cryo. He's always applying cryo. So with Risley, just a single pyro application and Nahida keeping the burning going won't be enough to, you know. Eventually Risley will put out the burning. So you're gonna need to also have a consistent off-field pyro applicator. I guess someone like Toma, sure. If you don't mind wasting the character slot on a character that doesn't do any damage, or maybe like if you're fighting like hyper aggressive enemies that you prefer having a shield on. So yeah, I guess.
Gotcha.
Oops. Like how you can't burn melt with Ayaka effectively. Ayaka is a lot, like essentially impossible. also, oh my god, I remember the one and only time maybe not only time, but the one in a million time. 1 in a million? Yeah. Like, essentially, I hardly ever watch streamers stream live. The one time that I watched a streamer live, it was Jeff. I think that was the only time I ever watched him live on Twitch. I don't remember what he was doing. Oh, I think what was it? What was he talking about? So I don't remember. There was a cryo. I think it was gonna be a Ganyu rerun where he was doing calcs on Ganyu melt. I don't remember. It was something like that. And then, or oh no. It was he was doing calcs on the emblem domain or the emblem artifact set for different characters, and then the 1 in a million time that I watch a stream, and the 1 in a billion time that I even say anything in chat, I just said melt Ayaka. With emblem, right? Because emblem deep burst damage, and then he was like at first he immediately said I don't think it would work, but you know what, let's try. So he calced it, and then eventually he came to the conclusion where you would be, what was it again? Essentially, it would be either the same or less damage, because like with freeze Ayaka, so you're then able to just run a lot more crit damage because you get the crit rate for Blizzard.
Stabilize.
And then what was it again? Oh yeah, okay. And the cryo damage as well. I don't remember, but essentially, like in the end, it said you would have to apply so much so much off-field pyro that you would be losing damage on, let's say, not running an Animo character and not being able to VV, right? Not being able to VV cryo, because you're gonna need to apply so much off-field pyro just to make it happen. It was a combination of a lot of things that essentially it would make it impossible. Plus the fact that you'd have to build Ayaka with EM, which means you're gonna be able to have a little less crit damage than usual. So yeah, it's a lot of things. Time to build Toma, I guess, because I don't like Xiangling. Really? Man, dude. Run Xiangling, man. Make your life easier. Choose love, not hate. Alright, so... What? Okay, oh, you know what? I still have some of these. Yeah, okay. Awesome. Still have some of these, and boom. I might as well. Yeah, because oh yeah. Here, hey, what's up? MD Fahim, what's up, man? How's it going? So, something I noticed, by the way, is not all rewards give equal amounts of encounter stage points. That's one thing I noticed. Like for example, every single reward, including like claiming the Xingqiu skin and claiming your free 4-star in this event, essentially you'd have to claim 7 things, 7 of any rewards from this event, just to get to 4 encounter stage points. It's a little over 4, but 6 is also less than 4. So essentially 7, just to get to max out. But I've noticed that with this event, claiming 3 will also give you exactly 3 encounter stage points. So that is something that I always have to pay attention for, actually. Every time I claim a reward from an event, and I'm gonna rely on that to do my dailies for me, I have to look at how many encounter stage points each claim is doing. So it's kind of annoying because I have to go do this. I have to claim. All right, I have to go back here. Okay, and then I'll see like, oh, okay, exactly 1. All right, and then just to make sure, I'll go back here, and then I'll claim like another 2, boom, and then just to make sure that it's not more than 3, and then I'll check. Okay, it looks like I gotta claim exactly 1 more. All right, there you go. Claim. Hey Chengling, her energy problem is just annoying to use. Well, I guess that makes sense. Yeah, especially from what I remember, Bavish, you haven't been playing that long either. Like, I guess around a year or maybe 2 years, but like not super actively. Is that right? I'm not sure if I'm remembering this correctly. Also, wrong person. I remember seeing your message from much earlier. You mentioned like Zhongli Q. Yeah, that is correct. In fact, like look at this. My Zhongli on this account is kind of built, right? Like mostly, you know, the Homa is really helping out with this, because like without Homa, this would be just 71, 134. You know, kind of okay, sure. Barely usable. But even with this crit ratio, although I don't have a Geo Goblet, I just have HP because I want my shield to be also kind of tanky. But even with that kind of build, I still don't think his burst does enough damage to justify 3 seconds of not doing anything. so I still hardly find myself using Zhongli's burst, even with this. So yeah, like maybe if you have a really cracked out Zhongli build, or if you have C2, I think. I think it's C2. C2 gives you the shield, right? Grants Libra characters, Jade shield when it descends. Okay, yeah, so it was C2. Yeah, so if you have C2 and you built him to do decent damage, sure, I think the 3 seconds of burst time is justified. But other than that, like, I don't think so. Unless if your damage is just so crazy, then sure. Geo needs like a Nahida level character to make Pog. I've been hearing a lot of drama with about what's her name? Chiori, there you go. I've been hearing a lot of drama about Chiori lately. People are saying she's weak and whatever. I mean, I still don't know what she does. All I hear are the loudest things in the drama, in the Genshin drama community. In the Genshin reality TV show, there you go. Genshin reality TV show is I don't know. I guess I could just claim this. Can't even do a 10 pull. All right. Oh yeah, hang on. 150 resin. Okay, I think we're done.
Those who share the memory.
All right, 11. Okay, yeah, we're done on this account. Okay, time to swap to other accounts. Did I claimed? Okay, thank you. My ping is God. So sorry. I speak very little English. Oh no, it's all right. It's all right. No problem, MD Fahim. No problem. Sorry, I'm not sure what language you speak, but I'm afraid I don't speak many other languages really. Started in 2023. Okay, yeah. That makes sense because your account isn't that old, so that means your account has not had much time yet, or at least as much time yet as, you know, let's say like a really old 2-3 year old account, right? To generate resin and, you know, obviously artifacts are not the only thing you'd be using for resin, but overall, more resin, more total resin generated equals more generated and consumed equals more artifacts in the end, because you will have had more resin to farm the things that you need, like ascension materials, and, you know, including oh, we're almost capped, including artifacts. Did you make comment on Ayaka above? Let me see. I don't like Ayaka Freeze in general, though I like Shenhe, Kazuha, Bennett, Ayaka. Shenhe, Kazuha, Bennett, Ayaka. Bennett? What? So if you burst on Kazuha, you'll be melting with Kazuha? I mean, like, if your if your Kazuha is built as a hybrid Kazuha, man, that's gonna be crazy melts. You're gonna see crazy melt damage with a well-built hybrid Kazuha there. It helps delete bosses that can't be frozen. You know? Oh man, I just, you know, I'm on the second account now, so I can't show it to you. But I don't like running 4 Blizzard on any character, even Ayaka. I just don't like it. I just prefer, you know, because the fact is that freeze teams themselves, just, you know, the concept of freeze teams is already conditional. And when, you know, running what is it called? 4 Blizzard makes it, you know, 4 Blizzard is already conditional, right? So now you have to fulfill so many conditions to max out your team's damage. And if you don't fulfill some of those conditions, then you're gonna miss out, right? Like, for example, oh, come on. Alright, well, barely got any damage in there. Right, so you're fighting an Electro Slime. So in the same chamber in Abyss, in the same half, you're fighting Hydro Slimes, you're fighting Kairagi, and you're also fighting a few Electro Slimes. The big ones. Right? Even the small ones, even the little ones can get kind of annoying. But what am I talking about? You can freeze the Kairagi, you can freeze the Hydro Slimes, so you're getting max damage because you effectively, you know, on your well-built Ayaka, so you just have a base crit rate of, let's say, 35. So in the end, in total, including all your crit rate bonuses and stuff, let's say you don't have Rosaria, right? You just have, you know, Cryo Resonance, you have 4 Blizzard. Overall, I think you'd get to like 90 crit rate. So you have 90 crit rate while fighting the Kairagi and the Hydro Slimes. And when you start attacking the tiny Electro Slimes, you have 35 crit rate. So it's more like, it's quite likely. Plus the fact that they can't be frozen, you know. So when you burst on Ayaka, they'll keep getting pushed back or pushed away from your burst. So, and there, you know, let's say there are 4 of them around you, because you can't freeze them, they'll be pushed away, which means you're gonna have to dash right to kill those off, or you're gonna have to dash left again to kill those off. So it's gonna take you a lot longer to kill the Electro Slimes, the small Electro Slimes, than the Hydro Slimes, and the Kairagi, which are supposed to be a lot tankier. And that's why I don't like running for Blizzard on freeze teams. I'm from Bangladesh. And you? Me? I'm from the Philippines, my friend. How's it going? You know what? MD Fame, a lot of people here from India actually. I don't remember who. I don't think a lot of them are on right now, but I'm sure there's like one or two people from India here too, right now. Right here, right now. Emerge. Right here, right now. I don't know. I don't have Yae Miko, but for some reason I just can't get those voice lines out of my head. Oh wait, I don't have Yae Miko, but I do use an account that has Yae Miko on it. And I log into it every day, essentially. It's my friend's account, I help take care of it. I just do dailies, make sure resin isn't capped. Do events, and a bit of exploration as well. Just, you know, unlocking maps, big world quests as well.
No, my sword.
Stabilize.
Oops. Alright, Glad, Blizzard, and Jade Cutter. You have Jade Cutter? Man, I'm so jealous. I'm still waiting for Jade Cutter to rerun. And I'm still waiting for Hoyo to break my heart when they rerun Jade Cutter with the donut again. And then I lose the 50-50 again to donut. It's certainly a pain that I have. I certainly don't understand that feeling. You know, like, at least not anymore, because this was like 2 years ago. So if they do it again, then maybe I'll remember how it felt like 2 years ago.
Witness the power of good. Busted. Things are about to get dicey. Gotcha. No, my sword.
Gather.
Rim cutter.
Okay, oh, that's unusual.
Gotcha.
My ping on this account is better than my ping on my main account.
Outlines your fate. Time to go.
Usually, it's this account that has worse ping. It's especially my main and third account seem to have essentially the same ping most of the time, like 99% of the time.
Get dicey.
And it's usually this account that I'm on right now that has very different ping. Usually worse, but I don't know. This is pretty unusual. I just noticed that I'm switching characters a little more smoothly.
Quiet now. Gotcha. Here comes the catch.
No, like Swirl Cryo entirely for Res Shred and Bennett only for Ayaka Burst. Oh, Glad Blizzard, Jade Cutter. Oops. Bro, I've subscribed to your channel. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it, MD5 him. Thank you, man. I also have one of my friend's accounts. I always make sure his resin is capped. What? You... That is how you know that you are really his friend. That's how he knows that you're really his friend. There you go, right? That's how you know that you're his friend. And that's how he knows you're his friend. English language tough. Oh, it's alright. I'm sorry, MD5. I'm like, I wish I was a little more multilingual. Honestly. I'm surprised though. What brought you to this stream? What how did you come here? How did you find this stream? Or do you think gaming? Oh, Gami. Gaming, there you go. Gaming is a good enough character to, worth building. I love his design and animations. Sad that he nat 4. What? Nat 4. Gaming is good. Yeah, in fact, Gaming is even stronger than Diluc. Gaming is actually stronger than Diluc. Hey, what's up, Vikram? How's it going, man? He's a 4-star. Oh, okay. I thought you were referring to him being C4. No. Gaming's really good, actually. So the fact that he doesn't apply pyro super quickly means he's kind of easier to run in melt teams. Yeah, you heard that right. Forward melt. Yeah, the forward melt. I just this morning I saw Zajef playing. Well, it was part of the video, at least showing clips of his of this team. It was Diona. If you have Diona C6, even better. But C6 isn't necessary. But 200 EM's 200 EM, right? So that's pretty good. So Diona, Rosaria, who was the fourth character? I think it was Kazuha. I don't remember. Diona, Rosaria, Gaming. And then I think Kazuha was the fourth character. I don't remember. And I mean, I can't deny how good it is. Best 4-star main DPS. I think he might just be, yeah. I think he might just be the best 4-star main DPS at this point. At least not right now. Sorry, by the way. Like my wife's asking me for something. I'm just texting her. Yeah, I think. I mean, like, who else is a better 4-star DPS? I have access to Red Horn and Verdict. Oh my god. Even better. Even better. Dude. That's crazy. Oh yeah, Bennett. Bennett can be the fourth character there. And with Bennett, you're gonna get, you essentially, attack will not be an issue. So in that case, Red Horn will be much better on him. Which is, I think, I think that's the same reason why a lot of people that do have Redhorn run Redhorn on Diluc instead of Gravestone or something. My friend is Parvat. Parvat, you mean his name is Parvat? I hit AR-59. Hey, congrats, Spartan. Sorry, man. I'm taking care of this thing my wife asked for. Oops. Yeah, Miko, Xiao. Donor next banners. You mean the second half of 4.4? Yeah, Miko and Zhao. Dude. Dude. They literally like it released the banner info 2 days after they released the first half banner info. Like, look at this. Is there a date to when they released this? No, there's no date. Okay. So they don't show the date. But so they gave us these the banner info, and then 2 days later, before this was before these banners actually came out, before the current set of banners came out, they dropped this. So we were like, what? I think Hoyo has done that once before. I don't remember though, but I'm pretty sure Hoyo has done that at least once before. What's wrong with my mic? Okay. All right. Back to business. Let's go. Hey, what's up, Vikram? How's it going, man? Sorry, man. I was taking care of something my wife asked me to do. Oh, by the way, Spartan, haven't you've been a little scarce lately? How is college? More time to save for Clorinda, I guess. That's absolutely true. In the Philippines, RJ, where you get your drinking water? We buy them from water refilling stations. Yeah, like there's, well, you can choose to drink tap water. And I'm pretty, I think tap water, at least in larger cities, is drinkable. In fact, most of my childhood, I just drank straight from tap water. Like not at home, but at school. Because our drinking fountains at school, and this was a Lasallian school too. Like not like LaSalle like in Manila, like like a much smaller, much cheaper, like small city LaSalle. Right, so you could bet that they didn't bother having like really clean drinking water, but it was clean enough. So from kindergarten to high school,
Next on the agenda.
kindergarten to high school, I drank just tap water at school, and okay, I stopped drinking from the water fountains at school because in high school, and it only happened once, and then never again, because I never drank from the water there again. So I got amoebiasis. So amoebiasis essentially, you know, is, well, I got an amoeba in my gut from the drinking water.
Reality
And
is pain.
now, obviously, I cannot prove 100% where that came from, but I don't really eat outside. Like when I do eat outside, especially back then when I was in high school and middle school, and you know, essentially when I was still living with my mom, is I'd go to either Jollibee or McDonald's, or was there even a McDonald's here back then? No, there was no McDonald's here back then. Right? And when we go to those places, when we go to a fast food restaurant, we always drink soft drinks, right? I always order a Coke, so no water. Okay, so and the only water I drink is water from our home, or from school. Now, water back then when I was young, these water refilling stations were not a thing. So I don't remember where people drank water from. And when I was like really young too, we didn't. So when I was in middle school, my mom bought this like water filtration like tank thing, where she would put the water in a smaller tank up above, and then it would very slowly trickle down to a bigger tank down below, and then the water in the bigger tank is what we drink. But before that, I don't remember what we drank from. I honestly don't know. But yeah, so since water refilling stations started popping up, essentially people would just buy water from these water refilling stations, and basically everybody would have these like 20 liter gallons, plastic gallons. And they would just, you know, take that to these water refilling stations, and each like 20-liter gallon is 20 pesos. Well, it used to be 20. It used to be 20, now it's 25. But it could be more expensive depending on the station or depending on the city that you live in. So yeah, and it's very clean. It's very clean because these water refilling stations, they have like essentially industrial water cleaning facilities in them. So they're not the most expensive businesses to set up, but they're definitely not a cheap business to set up, because you need these industrial water filtration devices, and you need like essentially an expert to maintain them every now and then. Been okay. Second semester of the school year has gone all right, but my brain is not built for statistics. Wait, what are you majoring in? Statistics? Also, how did you come to that conclusion? I don't think anybody's brain was made for statistics, man. I mean, I remember we had statistics, just a basic statistics subject when I was in 10th grade. That's high school, right? High school statistics. So just basics essentially. But to me, it was if it was a job, I would have just quit. Unfortunately, it wasn't a job, and my parents were not. The school was not paying me to go there to take that class like a job, and I couldn't just quit. My parents were paying tuition, so I couldn't just quit. Marketing. Oh no. Yikes. Ah man. Okay. Looks like statistics is gonna be it's gonna stick around for a while. Statistics kind of important for marketing. Kind of important. Stats courses are mandatory. Yeah, statistics are kind of important for marketing, so good luck. I mean, I don't know what to say, man. If only you could drop those subjects. If only marketing didn't rely on statistics, huh?
Solidify.
Wouldn't that be a much better world?
Access denied.
Ah.
No touching.
Yes and no. It depends on what part of the marketing chain you're part of. Yeah, but then like I don't think university kind of cares. I mean, like the current educational system that essentially every country has is sort of built to like mass produce these robots, aka us, right? So they're not really designed to teach you specifically exactly what you want to do. So unless if you go to one of those like really special schools that maybe does that, then I don't think that's gonna happen. Which means, yeah, everybody's getting taught the same exact thing. Oops. Going back to the whole, like, where do we get drinking water from? I do find it good that this is how people get their water from in the Philippines. Because I have to buy water occasionally. So it's a 20-liter gallon, plastic gallon, right? So I have to buy that, like, every 2-ish weeks. I have to buy one. I have to get it refilled once. And I like it because there's a water refilling station. Let's see, about 3 blocks away from my house. And because it's not so far, and it's not so near. It's not so near and it's not so far. It's not really far. It's not so near that it'll just be like I'll just lift it once, take a few steps, and then home. But it's also not so far that I want to get on a tricycle. And I don't have a motorcycle, and I don't have a car. So I will just take one, have it refilled, and I'll just lift it home. Essentially, I'll just be walking with 20 liters on my shoulder for 3 blocks every week or so. I'm going to a cheap community college, got accepted to a big league school, but $15K a semester? Sounds like you got a wonderful school here. I know where I'm going. Shows up to community college. But man, I mean, okay, I guess I get it. You don't want to... Man, that's sort of, especially, I don't know if it's the same in Canada, but like, it's kind of the sad thing about going to college in America, right? Like, it's... Most people who are able to go to college, by like when you graduate, you'll be like $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 in debt, even before you got a job. You haven't got a job yet, and you already have $200,000-$300,000 in debt, depending on what your major was. If it was if it was a medical degree, then even more so, I imagine. But man. That's kind of rough. I don't know, man. I think it's worth it, I guess. Here's the thing too. A lot of people from Africa. No, I don't know if it's Africa specifically. I think it's. I don't remember which country in Africa. It's some country in Africa. I don't remember, but and a few Asians actually go to school here in the Philippines, especially in Cebu. There's quite a few schools where a lot of foreigners go to school too. Usually students from Africa and a few Asians, whether they're from Japan, they're Chinese or whatever, Korean. Because the education, at least the quality of education is at least, it's either just as good or almost as good, and it's way cheaper from where they're from. And in fact, in some cases, it's even better, and it's better and cheaper.
Add Ash. Thank you for.
Okay, I think that's it for weeklies on this account. Wait, how did I get to level 40 on my other account? What? I got to level 40 on the main account, but not this one? Weird thing is, I already did... I think it was this one. Is that this? No, not this one. Living in the Sea, Paper Shadows... What event is this? Triumphant Frenzy. There's no battle pass for this thing? Oh, there is. Oh, that's weird. Wait. How is this account behind on the battle pass? And it's done that event, but the main account is not. Alright, done on this account. Gotta swap to the third account because the cap is resined. yeah, that's right. My cap is resined on the third account. I'm so good at Genshin that I somehow resined my cap. Advertising and product design are different parts of the same field. Do you know where you specifically want to work in, Spartan? Might as well use that 15K and start your own business. Yeah, in a country where living expenses aren't so expensive, $15,000 is definitely a lot. That's definitely way more than what you need to start up a business. At least like a small business. Like here in the Philippines, for example, right? Like that is essentially, as long as you choose a good location for, let's say, a water refilling station, right? Like there are a few different essentially guaranteed business, like guaranteed to not sink and go down businesses here in the Philippines. That is, so gas stations, I think that's kind of everywhere, as long as you manage it well, of course, as long as you don't mismanage it, and water refilling stations. Like it's very hard to fail those businesses here. Is water, everybody drinks water. Gas, well, everybody who has a car is bound to buy gas, especially because oh my god, it took so long to swap characters. Okay, and anybody who has a car but doesn't buy gas, I don't know what to say to you. What are you doing with your life? What are you putting in your car?
Stabilize.
Gotcha.
Gather.
Wouldn't it be better to buy a filtering station?
No, my sword.
Filtering station, like for your on your own? Some people do that. Yeah. Some people do that, but most people here can't afford that. Some people here who can afford to just have a well dug, if they even can afford their own land, if they're not renting, obviously, right? If they're not renting, if you can afford your own land and you don't have to rent, then great. You're already middle class. The fact that you have land and you have your own house, Okay, and the fact, plus you can afford to have a well dug. You're already quite a little bit above middle class, sure. And the fact that you can afford to buy and have your own filtering equipment maintained means you're even more so above middle class. Oops. Ah, my god. My ping says 240, but it feels like 310.
Body and brain outlines your fate.
Just get the Philips reverse osmosis filtration for 999. Let's say in North America, with the wages there, that would be like, wow, really? Free water for life for $1,000? Great. Here, $999, $1,000. The college I went to, with $1,000, I could pay tuition for 2 years. No, let's see. Yeah, 2 years. 2 years of tuition. 2 years of my tuition with that $1,000. Living expenses, there's such a huge difference in living expenses in different countries. It's not even, there's a reason why there's so many. Well, there's more than one reason, but one of the biggest reasons why a lot of foreigners, retired foreigners from Western countries, come live in the Philippines is because essentially their let's say their pension, which might just be barely enough to cover living expenses, and not even enough to cover rent. If, let's say, they just were not fortunate enough to be able to buy their own house in their lifetime, would not be enough. If they're from America, for example, they're gonna decide, okay, well, my pension is not gonna be enough for me to live here, so they come to the Philippines, right? You get $1,000 is $1,000 income per month is essentially middle class here. That's middle class.
Solidify.
Let me leave you abreast.
And as long as you don't live in Manila, right? In a city that's really expensive to live in, then that is going to afford you a very nice life. And heck, you can even afford to buy a house with that. I mean, at least with that income, you can pay monthlies. You can pay mortgage. And send your children to a decent school. Maybe if you have 1 or 2 children. Tuition here is $100 per hour. $100 per hour? Jeez. Or do you know which weekly bosses Farina and Goku use? I'm not sure I'm familiar, man. I'm not sure I know which weekly boss Goku uses, but I certainly do know which weekly boss mats Farina uses. It's the whale? No, narwhals. No, it's not a whale. $1,000 is really high, to be honest, at least for me. Yeah. Okay. For example. All right. Here's a good example, right? For context. In America, so in 2013, I used to work for an American payroll software company. So I learned that at least 2013, minimum wage in America was I think it was $8-ish, something like that, $7 or $8 an hour. An hour. Let's say $8 an hour. In the Philippines, that is the minimum daily wage. Right? So that's the same human being, right? One person. You can pay one person in America to do a job for 1 hour. And it would take you the same amount of money to pay one person in the Philippines for 8 hours of their day. Just for context. Did I just see 290k charged in my blind? I don't think so. 290? No, no, I don't think so. No, I don't think I've ever done that much on any of my accounts. Jeez, but that would be insane. I would love to do that much damage. All right, I have 15 minutes until I gotta get to work. And okay, I guess I won't be able to do the event today. Furry? Nah. New Vale uses the whale. Furry? Nah. And new Vale. Wait. New Vale. New Villet. I mean, like, if I don't read Vale correctly... Wait. Yeah, if I don't read Vale... Is that Vale? Why is it double L? Isn't Vale supposed to be one L? RJ, how you been? Hey, what's up, Roshan? Sorry, man, I didn't notice your message until now. I'm good, man. I'm good. How about you, man? Haven't seen you in a while. The American economy is incredible. 1 USD is $1.35 Canadian.
Bow before me, worm.
Going in!
Perish!
What?
Feeble human.
One moment I was just in aim mode on Ganyu, and the next moment I'm on Zhongli. And in America, minimum is $23 here. Oh, see? $23 an hour. With $23, let's see, how many days worth of a person's time can you get with that much money here? $23, that is like 3 days. Yeah, 3 days of someone's time here. Well, 3 working days. Obviously not, you know, not 3 24 hours, but 3 8-hour working days. Been busy with university? Oh, alright, alright. How is university, man? Hope everything's going well. Let me use my skill one more time. Yes. Just barely.
Kneel.
Just a question, RJ. Is Ayato just a bad character? I invested 2.3k attack. 89.9, 233.3, 2 base glad. Gets like a wet noodle. Alright. Alright. So, okay. So, Nivela is a... similar, in a way, similar to Yoimiya, right? In the regard that he is a normal attacking on-field DPS. But why a character like Yoimiya does more damage than Ayato in that team archetype, or you know, in an Ayato hyper carry team, is because Ayato can actually do quite a few other things too. Sorry, I'm trying to. Oops. Yeah, there we go. So one is, okay, he's Hydro, which means you can use him as your Hydro applier, on-field Hydro applier. He can be essentially sort of like a Tartaglia alternative in national team. Of course, it doesn't apply as much Hydro, and occasionally you will see Pyro on the enemy instead of Hydro. But the fact that you can use him in that team, okay, means and that plus quite a few other teams. A Hydra applier in some Bloom teams, Burgeon teams. You can use him in what was that? You Ayato hyper carry on 4. What is this called? No. Thundering Fury. Ayato hyper carry on 4 Thundering Fury. Essentially permanent field time for Ayato. And you can use him in Electro Charge teams. He's very versatile. There you go. Right, he's very versatile. So I think that's the reason why he, despite him, and he has AOE, right? Like really wide frontal AOE Hydro application. On field, not off field, but you know, still. Still, yeah, still makes him very versatile. Burning Ganyu. And Burn Melt Ganyu. Yeah, that's the same exact team I use on the Scaramouche weekly boss every week. But to answer your question, is he just a bad character? He's not very good, but he's not bad either. I would say a bad character is someone like Dia. Dia, essentially a character that has no way to, like, where there's just no possible way to redeem them. No, he's not bad. He's not very good. Oh, he's like, I would say I would put him on on par as like someone like Jean, but a little better than Jean obviously because he's a limited 5-star, whereas Jean is a standard 5-star. But a little better than Jean, especially because like he's Hydro. You can use him in quite a few like mainstream teams, and whereas with Jean, you sort of just use Jean when you just don't really have anyone better. Yeah, so he's not very strong as a hyper carry, but he's not bad either. But you will, like, he can be a good hyper carry, especially because it seems like you've invested quite a lot into him. You will definitely want to invest a lot more into your supports too, like, you know, finding a way to get your Yunjin to C6, and really building Yunjin, like give her Fab Lance and then defense with enough crit rate to proc Fab Lance on your Yunjin, and with enough energy recharge in your substats so that you could just use one skill on Yunjin and burst, and then by your next rotation your burst will be ready. Of course, Bennett as well. Of course, supporting with Kazuha, etc. Right? Essentially, his damage potential in hyper carry teams is not as high as some of the other really, really good, like top tier hyper carries, but it's still pretty good. Ayato isn't actually for damage. You mainly use him as an on-field Hydro like Xingqiu, or as off-field. He shines in Electro Charge, Hyper Bloom, Nilu Bloom, or just Bloom. Yep, that is true. Like the odd thing too is like he's not even in those teams, like it would, if you have someone better, you kind of don't want to use him. You can use him if you really want to. But you just, you know, if you have someone better, you kind of don't want to use him. So he's not a bad character. He's just, there's just a lot of better ones. Yunjin C4. Well, Yunjin C6. What else does C6 Yunjin give? I think it was only attack speed. I don't remember. It was something else. I think I don't remember. But yeah, C6 isn't necessary, but essentially I'm just saying you want to you're gonna want to invest more into your supports to make your hyper carry shine. As with essentially every hyper carry, you really want to invest into your supports as well, because your supports do help out with making your hyper carry shine. What's his hyper team? I want to see high personal damage on him. Anybody who can buff normal attacks, I guess. Bennett, because Ayato is an attack scaler. If I remember correctly, Ayato is similar to Zhongli, where he gets some damage from HP. I don't remember that. I'm not sure about that one. It's been a while since I looked at his kit. But yeah, if you know any HP substats or whatever are, you don't want to build him HP, but HP substats are not completely useless on him. But yeah, still Bennett, sorry, not Xingqiu. Anybody who can buff damage. Kazuha, Yelan, Bennett, normal attacking buffer, of course, Yunjin. Hydro driver for Hyper Bloom feels slightly awkward since I already have Alhaitham. Oh, yep, that's awkward.
No, my sword! Quietly now.
Okay, got full energy. Oh wait, what? Oh no, that was okay. No, that's my daily commission. RJ, you know the Slug Cat 36-star Abyss with Dia? Yeah, you can. I don't think there's a character in Genshin that you cannot 36-star Abyss with enough investment and with enough elbow grease. Yeah, in fact, with with Xianyun now, you can even 36-star Abyss with a hyper carry Barbara. Yeah, you heard that right. Hyper carry Barbara. So this is why I've said this once. I've said this a couple dozen times already. Xianyun is not a very good character, but she's a good character. Like she's not a very good character that she raises the damage ceiling of certain characters, but she raises the floor for a lot of characters.
No touching. This is long overdue.
Clouds high. The birds come. One with nature.
Is Kaveh bad now? Isn't he like so hyped for Sino? Kaveh? Well, yeah, I guess I could agree with that. Yeah, like I think he was overhyped. Like he wasn't, like the hype for Kaveh wasn't very high. I don't know why people kept talking about him. But the amount of talking about that people did for Kaveh, I think was a little too much for what he you know what? The other talk I think was justified. Kaveh was so good that Kaveh was literally deleting stuff in people's worlds. Kaveh was apparently a little too strong that he was deleting stuff from people's worlds.
Add Astro.
People thought it was F2P Nilo. Yeah, that was one, but then yeah, essentially that talk was kind of overhyped. That talk was overhyped. But it wasn't a lot of hype, but it was still overhyped. What was not overhyped though was him deleting stuff in your world, deleting chests, deleting elemental totems. Man, I don't know if you guys heard about that or even remember that, but that was quite some story. Like if you went into co-op with someone and they used Kaveh, and like I don't know exactly how they were doing it, but they were using like some kind of software to do it. And it wasn't like illegal. It wasn't a cheat or whatever. It was just some kind of software, and then they used Kave's skill, and that would just delete things in your overworld. Like it would delete hydro totems, which means like certain some people, if Hoyo didn't fix it, then some people would not have been able to complete certain puzzles because some of the totems were gone. Would not be able to 100% maps because some of the chests were gone. It was kind of nuts. I hate ham. Inferior siblings and cat chin. Hate ham. I hate ham. I'll hate them. Inferior siblings and cat chin. Cat chin. Oh man, I think it's a little, you know, we're stretching it a little bit, but I somehow get it, man. I don't know what that speaks about what kind of person I am. The fact that I get it, I kind of, you know, a little stretching it a little bit, man. Dendro teams with Nahida. People thought he was FTP Nilu. Bloom DPS Kave is actually pretty good. Yeah. So he is. It's just that because he's a 4-star. Like he's a DPS. He's kind of a DPS, right? Kave is kind of a DPS. He's more like a Nilu, F2P Nilu. Yes, but because he's let's consider Kave as just a typical 5-star. If he didn't scale off of EM or HP or whatever he scales off of, right? If he just scaled off of crit, just like any other DPS,
and those that come across
people don't use him as a DPS because he's a 4-star and his scalings are 4-star scalings. When you can just get a 5-star at some point, you know, eventually you keep playing Genshin long enough, eventually you're gonna get a 5-star DPS, and if you don't have a DPS, you can just run supports. And, you know, we all know how Genshin is with supports. So, in fact, some supports are so good that you can just run a team with all supports, and that would carry you throughout the game. I am 1 minute late to work, and I haven't cooked rice, so I am so screwed right now. I really gotta go. Anyway, man, I wish I could have done the event today. That was the whole like point why I'm streaming today. Anyway, I'm so sorry, guys. I really gotta go. Anyway, for if anyone needs help building their accounts, characters, making a decision which branch to pull for, feel free to join our Discord server. Links in the description of all my videos, VODs, and streams. You can ping me over there to ask for my opinion. My name is Elvis Einstein on Discord, or you can ask for other people's opinion. Thank you so much, guys, for coming by, hanging out, and being awesome people. Have a good day, good afternoon, good evening, and take care, everybody. Bye, guys.